All right, dude, we are live. What's up, guys? This is Dem Keys, and today we are going to be learning about a library called Plotters. This is a Rust-based um, plotting library, data visualization library. And I've been looking for I want to say various excuses to use Rust, but basically I've been looking for various ways that I can practice Rust because um, I have started relearning Rust again. This time with the intent to actually move forward with it. So I want to, for the sake of being able to practice Rust and get better at the language, I wanted to find libraries that I could use um, to do various things with. And one of the ideas that I had, because I had a couple of different ideas, which I mean, some of them I will be implementing, some of them I might not. But of all of those ideas, plotters was one of them, or I should say, data visualization was one of them. And I was like, okay, this is great because I was planning on doing this thing where I explore data sets from Kaggle. So I was planning on using back when I was planning on doing this on the Python side, I was planning on using scikit-learn for data analysis and matplotlib and seaborn for data visualization. But then I was like, you know what? Why not try doing it on Rust? So now on the Rust side, I'm planning on using linfa as a replacement for scikit-learn. I'm aware that it's not a full replacement, but it does have a bunch of data science related features in it that I'm going to use, at least the ones that are currently available. I'll start using them because there are a bunch of different topics in there that I haven't really explored yet. So I feel like this will give me a good excuse to, do that. And for data visualization, I'll use plotters. I'll see if I'm able to find something else that appeals to me. There are a couple of others that are available, but after reading up on, you know, all of the options available, plotters seemed a lot more appealing to me. It kind of seems like matplotlib. It seems like the matplotlib of Rust because of how it provides you with it provides you with the building blocks for your charts and your graphs and stuff, and then you can build up higher level stuff on top of that if you want. I'm gonna look for the higher level stuff as well, um, because obviously I don't want to stick to just doing the low level stuff. I want to see what higher level stuff people have built for more complex visualizations and stuff. But that'll be at a later time. For now, I kind of want to learn the basics of plotters and just start using it for data science and data visualization stuff. Because I feel like this will make me more comfortable with the language as well. Actually doing something with the language, it'll make me more comfortable with the language while also accomplishing the other things that I was trying to accomplish, which is, in this case, exploratory data analysis. So, dude, holy shit. My time management skills are so bad that I was planning on starting the stream probably, I don't know, 1.5 hour ago, I think, or maybe an hour ago, and I started preparing for that 2 hours ago. just so I could have everything ready, because I'm streaming off of my I'm streaming off of my my laptop that isn't in the best condition when it comes to hardware. Um, Sorry, I'm just wait, hold on. There's something missing here, and I just realized that I'm missing my background sound. So I'm just gonna set that up real quick. Okay, all right, much better. So, um, yeah, I needed to start the setup a little bit earlier because the laptop that I'm streaming off of, it tends to have, let's say, technical issues, because of which sometimes things might freeze or might not work or whatever, and then I end up having to restart the system. And if I have to do all of that 5 minutes before I start the actual stream, then the stream gets delayed. And that's also why I didn't stream yesterday, because I was planning on streaming yesterday, but then the setup took so much time. And then another thing that I got distracted with was, hold on, are you guys able to see? What are you seeing over here? I don't know what I brought up here. Oh, you guys are seeing this. You're supposed to be seeing this. The what do you call it? The Tmux session. That's what you guys should be seeing. Right. Glad I caught that. But yeah. So here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to. So I'd done a simple. I'd done a no, not simple. I'd done a similar thing in on the Python side using Vim Slime, where I could set up a thing where it sends a block of code to IPython, which is a Python REPL, and then within the within that REPL, I could call a function that would send certain keystrokes to tmux, which would then send a command through that to another tmux window and pane and even another session, because of which I could then, let's say, open up an image, for example, open up an image in another tmux pane. So in this case, I wanted to see if I could accomplish a similar thing without using the REPL. By the way, I found out that actually no, I didn't find that out recently. I recently tried it out. I found this out a while back that apparently they do have a REPL for Rust as well. It's called Elixir or something like that. And I even tried it out. It's super simple to install. I don't know all the specifics surrounding it. I do want to check if Vim Slime is able to send Rust code to that Rust REPL, because if it can, and if it's able to do it properly, you know, keeping indentations and stuff in mind. No, actually, it doesn't need to keep indentation. I just realized that it doesn't need to keep indentations in mind because Rust is not indent based. It doesn't care about the indents, so that's not going to be a problem. But yeah, I want to see at some point if I can set up Vim Slime to do a similar thing with Rust as well as I was doing with Python for data science. Because if I can, I mean, to be fair, I don't need to, because I realized this thing. I do have shortcuts here where I could just set it up in such a way that I'll just run the main function, and then everything else just runs, if that makes sense. So like I don't necessarily need a REPL. I can I can center my workflow around this situation. However, having a REPL does it does help in certain situations. Uh, it does afford you certain conveniences. Let's just say that it makes certain things a little more convenient. It makes iteration a little more easier. Um, but yeah, yeah, I could go either way. Now, okay, so sending stuff to the REPL is one way to go about it. Another way is to just start up a process from within, or fire off the command from within your Rust code itself. And I was doing a similar thing on the Python side as well, using, I forgot what it was. Was it os.run? I don't remember. Shortly after that, I started exploring the subprocess module, which gave a slightly more sophisticated way of opening up processes and dealing with their inputs and outputs and stuff. But yeah, you can do that on the Rust side as well, using the command module or the command submodule. I'm not sure what to call it, but yeah, you can do it in this way. This is what I was doing before I started up the stream. I was setting up this so I could export an image from plotters and then just call this function. So now that this function is done, and I also installed plotters on within this project. I also installed linfa, which I'll be using later on. So far, this is all that I know about plotters. So now we're gonna study. Actually, give me a second. I just realized that I didn't open up my stream on my phone. I didn't open up my stream manager on my phone. So give me a second while I set that up. Okay, cool, great, awesome. So we are here. Let me just confirm that everything is as it's supposed to look. Yeah, we are good. We are good. Okay. All right. So this is the installation instructions. This is how you install the thing, and then we have some plotting code here. So it says, as an example, we provide a minimal code that draws the function graph. We can just simply put the following code to the source main rs. Yeah, we can put it in the main file. You know what? Okay, let's do that. Let's just do the old copy paste. Let me do that on my other machine. Okay, let's copy that and bring that here. Real quick, I just want to test it out elsewhere before I drop it in here. Okay, cool. So let's drop it in here. Okay, we're going to replace our main method with this. Uh, Hold on. Yeah, that's better. That's a little, actually, no, that's not better. Oh, I should probably figure out the whole, I forgot what it's called. I forgot what that thing is called, but it's a thing that a formatter does where it kind of squeezes the, like if you've divided up a line of code into multiple lines, then it'll collapse all of it into one line. but you can like prevent that from happening, or you can set rules for when it will and won't do it. So I need to look into how you would go about doing that in Rust. For the time being, though, I think we can just do something like this. Yeah, because this is very verbose. So just so that I'm able to read the entire thing, I'll present it like this. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on in this code. Actually, I think I copied the wrong thing. Yeah, I just copied the wrong code. Give me a second. Let's delete that. That's embarrassing. I just went back expecting it to... Yeah, this is better. I was wondering why the code looked different. But yeah, that was why. Okay. So this is our code. This is a simple main function, and in here we have this. Yeah, okay. All right. Does it actually explain what it was doing? Let's read the code. So let root drawing area, I'm guessing it's setting a path for where the image is going to be stored. I can probably change this to temp image. Oh, what just happened? Oh, that temp underscore img01. And yeah, we can put it in an images directory. I don't know if it does require an images directory or not, or if it's gonna like prepare the thing for you. Okay. Right. What else does it do? So root drawing area dot fill. I'm guessing this makes the background white, so it fills that color in first, and then it's building this. Wait, why are there errors here? What's the issue? Hold on. Approx value of pi found consider using the constant directly. Okay, is that an error or is that just like a warning? Because it's showing up in red. I mean, that's fine as long as it's not preventing compilation. Okay, we don't need to look into the math behind behind what's generating the graph. It's basically generating a sine curve. Um, but voice crack. But we do need to look into what methods are being used. So let mute chart builder on. Okay, build Cartesian 2D. Okay, and then unwrap. So if I remember unwrap gives you the result if the result is okay, but otherwise it panics. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's correct, right? It panics. Hold on. Let's um, look at the definition here. Returns the contained OK value, consuming the self value because this function may panic. Its use is generally discouraged. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. So, so we build the chart through this, and then if the build is successful, the result is returned to chart, and then chart is gonna contain. Wait, unwrap unwrap directly returns the value that's inside the OK. Returns the contained OK. Yeah. Okay. So it returns the value that's inside the OK, which is supposed to be a chart context, I think, or whatever. There's like a bunch of types mentioned here. Okay, all right. Uh, and then within the chart, we can then draw a couple of things. And then we unwrap that as well. Wait, we unwrap that, but where does the result for that go? Is main supposed to be returning something? Because if we are doing unwrap here, then yeah, where's the result for that supposed to go? Okay, either way, we can run this. So let's first save this and then use code lens to do that and then run. Are there any errors? No, we are good. Okay, cool. Uh, no. It did not create the directory. So where's the thing stored then? Wait, let's go back here and go into DataViz and yeah, it's not. Oh, could it be within source? Hold on, I didn't consider that that might be a possibility. No, it's not within source. Okay, what if I create the directory, images, and now we go back here. So we have the images directory, and now let's run this. Okay, there's our image. I need to look into if there's a way to view. Actually, there is a way to view the image, but that's going to be using one of the image protocols, and that's not going to display well on Windows terminal. So I need to use icat in this case, which means we just need to call draw image here. So once we run this, it did not do anything. Why didn't it do anything? Okay, hold on, give me a second. So we've got the right session, we've got the right window, we've got the right pane, and it also hit enter. Yeah. Why didn't this work? Oh, yeah, it doesn't. What just happened there? Okay. Um, it does not know what the command is. Yeah, right. Do we need to do this again? No. Okay, it says icat not found. That's because I need to change this to kitten icat. Uh, hold on. Give it a second. Yes, there it is. There is our image. It's a little big. Is the image getting cut off? Oh yeah, okay, the image is getting cut off. Yeah, the image is getting cut off. We can reduce the size of the image. That's fine. We can take it down to, I don't know, 800 by 600. That should make it small enough. 800, 600. Wait, something happened here. Hold on just a minute. What all does the new method take? Okay, width and height, and that's about it. So we have the path, we have the width and height. What's the issue? Fail to identify image at path. Uh, okay, let's try that again. No decode delegate for this image format. That's weird. Hold on, then let's change it back. Okay, no, we are still having that issue. So the issue is not the size. The issue is something else. I need to figure out what this is. Failed to process so and so. Image magic failed. Failed to identify image at so and so. Okay. Do we need to set up something? Wait, what if I remove images temp image O1 and then I run this? Nope, we still have an issue. The image has been created, but we still seem to be having an issue here. Did it create the image properly? Give me a second. I think I have Yahtzee here. I don't give me a second. I don't remember what I had open in Yahtzee. Uh, so just a second. Actually, no, I don't need to do this. I just need to turn this thing off temporarily. Okay. Now in here we go into, wait, where am I? Here. Right. VS Code projects, DataViz, image. Okay. The image is fine. Is it the aspect ratio maybe that it's having trouble with? Hold on. Let me bring this back. Okay. Um yeah, I'm confused here. Hold on. Try let's try changing this to 640 by 480. No, we still have an actually no, I think we established that the resolution wasn't the issue. This wasn't a problem previously. Why is it a problem now? Running the command identify format. What is going on here? Because I don't think it's an issue with, like, okay, hold on. Let's try sending a different command. So let's say let cmd o2 to send. And then that can be format so and so echo abc. Okay, and then here we can change it to this, and yeah, that works. So why are we having an issue here? Okay, hold on just a second. Where is this error occurring? Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's yank this. Great. Okay, let's come here. Open up a new thing here. Okay, I'm trying to use kitten icat to display an image that was rendered by plotters in Rust. but when I use icat, I get the following error. The error message no decode delegate for this image format typically means that ImageMagick, which Kitten iCat uses under the hood, doesn't have the necessary libraries to handle the specific PNG file. This often happens because of a missing or misconfigured. Oh, yeah, okay, hold on just a second. I just remembered there's something that's needed. Will I need to reinstall these packages? I can install the thing right now. Yeah, okay. So what this might be referring to is probably this. It needs these dependencies to be installed. So give me a second while I just install the dependencies. Though I don't know if that's going to fix the problem like instantly or if I'm going to have to reinstall the libraries, but just a second. Okay, that's odd. So then I guess that's not the reason then. Yeah, I guess that's not the reason. What else could be causing this though? Okay, hold on. Let's go back here. Suddenly we are now troubleshooting. We were supposed to be learning about this library, but anyways, this often happens because of a missing or misconfigured dependency. How to fix the issue? Install the required libraries. The most common solution is to install the packages that provide the image format support. Okay. Um, Wait, do I need those packages specifically? libpngdev? You should also ensure that you have other essential libraries like libjpegdev. Reinstall ImageMagick. If the necessary libraries are already installed, try reinstalling ImageMagick itself. Let's check if the libraries are already available. So let's do apt list, no, dpkgl grep libpng. Okay, that's installed. Let's see if JPEG is installed. That's installed. Let's see if, I forgot what the TIFF one is called, but TIFF is also installed. Okay, image magic. That is installed. Yeah, I'm confused about this because I tried viewing the image in Yahtzee, which if you are using the Kitty terminal, then it's automatically going to use the Kitty graphics protocol, and it seems to work there. So I don't think it's a Kitty specific issue. Also, it doesn't seem to be throwing an error while running the program, meaning the image is exporting perfectly fine. The issue mainly seems to be, okay, let's try, okay, kitten, icat, images, temp, image O1. You're joking, dude. You have got to be kidding me. Hold on. Hold on just a minute here. What exactly did I do different over here compared to there? Okay, let's try running this. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. Uh okay, so let's yank and come here. Okay, I just noticed something. Um, if I type out the entire command myself, it works. So kitten icat images slash temp underscore img01 dot png loads the image just fine. But when I try to launch that command through my Rust code, sending code to tmux using send keys, that causes an issue. Take a look at this function and tell me if there's something that could be causing the issue. The core issue is how send keys handles arguments. You're trying to send the entire command as a single argument to send keys. The send keys command doesn't interpret its arguments and doesn't interpret its arguments as a single shell command to execute. Instead, it treats each argument as a literal keystroke or a string to type into the target pane. Okay, all right. What's happening is tmux send keys is receiving these arguments. Okay, 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 and then enter. It's typing the literal string, kitten, icat, so and so, so and so, so and so. Yep, that's what it's supposed to be doing. This creates a command like, oh, wait. Okay, all right. It's breaking the thing up. So this creates a command like kitten backslash space icat, then backsplash, then splash backslash. Hey Chandu, hello, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Yes, I'm using plotters. I'm learning how to use plotters. I ran into a slight issue while trying to send um, the the kitten icat command to tmux. So I'm just trying to solve that issue. You said Rust and DataViz is a perfect combo. Yeah, so for me that ends up being like a that actually does end up being a perfect combo for me because I'm interested in data science stuff, data analysis, and um, just data exploration in general. So on the Python side, I would be using libraries like scikit-learn and matplotlib and seaborn and stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm trying to get better at Rust, and I'm trying to get more comfortable with the language. So let's try and do data visualization with Rust. So this is giving me an excuse to practice this language more and get more comfortable with this language. For the time being, I'm trying to figure out this issue that I'm having, and the issue seems to be with okay. So it says image magic failed to identify image at path so and so, but it's giving like a weird. It's giving a weird path. Yeah, hold on. Okay. Um. Okay. The error you're getting is from ImageMagick, not Kitten iCat, and it indicates a failure to find or interpret the image. This is a telltale sign that the command is being passed to the shell incorrectly. Okay. The fix the tmux command should be structured to send each part of the command as a separate key or a quoted string. The correct way to send a wait, so did I was my mistake here? What was the issue exactly? Because like I don't think I did anything wrong here. Because okay, we have images slash so and so, that's the image path, and then we have, wait, should I um pass the entire command as a single quoted argument to tmux? By passing kitten icat images so and so as a single argument, tmux will type it correctly, spaces and all, hitting before hitting enter. But I did do that. Okay, hold on. I think the way that I copy pasted this thing into Gemini is what's causing the confusion. So I'm just gonna make a change here and do it through this. Give me a second while I set this whole thing up. So images / temp image, and here it's supposed to be kitten iCat image path. Okay. And then down here, we need to add another argument, which is a command to send. Okay, now let's yank this and paste it here. To be clear, this is my function. I understand you have provided your so-and-so function and you want to know if there's anything about this code that could be causing image magic so-and-so. The core issue lies with how tmux handles the arguments. Okay, the problem with send keys. The send keys command in tmux doesn't parse its arguments as a single shell command. I think I remember this being an issue previously as well. Though that issue was for separating multiple or for passing multiple commands within one tmux command. I forgot if that was also using send keys or if that was using something else, or maybe tmux itself had like a, yeah, I think it was tmux. Oh, that was just tmux. That wasn't send keys. That was tmux. Like in tmux you can pass in multiple tmux commands, but there's a specific way of doing that in order to avoid confusions and ambiguity and stuff like that. Okay, in your code, you're building a single string using cmd to send that contains the full command so and so. However, when you pass this string to arg, you're telling tmux to literally type the entire string, including the spaces, as one argument. Okay. The shell running in the tmux pane will see so-and-so as a single incorrectly formatted command. This causes the shell to fail to properly execute the kitten icat command with the correct arguments. Okay, wait. Hold on, I'm confused here. So, okay, one solution that it's giving is the literal flag. To ensure that you are sending the command and its arguments as a single correctly quoted string. Okay, let's try that. The funny thing is that this worked the first time, but like, actually I can't remember if the first time I triggered it through what do you call it? If I triggered it through the Rust code or if I triggered it through the terminal manually. But okay, let's add the thing and see if that helps. But then would it accept enter after that? Okay, let's yeah. Yeah, see, we run into the issue with enter. Okay, but then enter isn't an enter key press anymore. You are correct. When you use the literal flag with tmux send keys, it treats all subsequent arguments as literal strings, to be typed. Okay, how to fix this? To send the literal command and then so and so, you must use two separate send key commands. Okay, dude. Okay, I'm still a bit confused about why the kitty iCat thing didn't work. Isn't send keys just supposed to send the keys? That's a very common point of confusion. The issue is that tmux send keys has two different modes of operation and it doesn't automatically switch between them. It's not just typing whatever you give it, it's interpreting its arguments. The two modes, send keys, key name mode, and then literal string mode. Okay, all right. You know what? Hold on. Let's try a slightly more tedious way, because this is not just one command, and that's why it's becoming an issue, right? So we can remove this L. We can just do kitten and then iCat, and then here we can drop in the path, I guess. I wonder if the slash is going to cause an issue, or if the slash needs to be like escaped in some way or something. Let's try it. Let's drop it in there and see if, what's this expecting? Only one argument can be passed per use. So instead of, oh, okay. I guess this outlines why I was having that issue then. But yeah, okay, let's drop in image path, and then I guess we should be good. We are not good. Images so and so, enter kit. Oh wait, hold on, what's going on here? Oh, let's try that again. Yeah. Let's just try that again. Okay, kitten iCat images. So each of these is a separate. I was assuming that this is gonna add. I was assuming this is gonna add a space, but doesn't seem to be adding the space. The enter was added, so that's good. I need to explore this more, because I didn't have this issue on when I was doing it from the Python side, but then I guess on this end I need to understand how arg is actually parsing the data, and then also how tmux's send keys is parsing the data. Okay, dude. We are back to that same issue again. Okay, let's try format. And then here we pass in this. Okay, what if I remove this? Dude, okay, hold on. Just a second. What if I just type this thing out? Because I think the way that this is being parsed is what's causing the issue. Let's do that and then run this. Okay, so when I do that, then there's no space in between them. That's an issue. That's a problem. Okay, I changed. Hold on. What did I changed the function to be this instead. So we have stream desktop, kitten, and then arg, icat, okay, arg, images slash temp underscore img01. Man, we were supposed to be studying plotters, but this, all of a sudden, I'm having this weird issue. Holy shit, dude. Dude, I could have just kept this aside to solve after the stream. I just realized that. I could have kept this issue aside and then we could have continued with plotters, but kind of got distracted with this. Okay. When I do this, kitten, icat, and the image path all get squeezed together. I then tried adding a space after kitten and a space after icat in each of those arg methods, but then it went back to giving me the decode error. The tmux send keys command is designed to treat each argument as a separate keystroke or key name. When you provide separate kitten and so and so and so and so, tmux interprets each as a distinct word to be typed, but it does not add spaces between them by default. The result is that it types so and so, which is an invalid command. You're correct to think that adding a space is the solution, but the way you tried to do it was incorrect. Adding a space to the arg is like to the arg like so and so makes the space part of the argument string. Tmux then treats kitten space as a literal string to type, and its internal logic gets confused. This can lead to the decode error because the command is still not being sent correctly. The most reliable way to do it is to explicitly tell tmux to add a space between each argument. Okay, all right, let's try that. So there's a lot for me to explore here. I definitely want to explore this more, but after stream. I don't want to continue digging into this on stream because I need to understand how this whole thing is working. Okay, if that's the case, then wouldn't I need a space between? Yeah, okay. All right, so if that's the case, how come I don't need to add space between, hold on, space between send keys and -t and stream desktop, what was it, 6.0. You don't need to add spaces between send keys, -t, and stream so-and-so because these are separate arguments to the tmux command itself, not content to be typed into the pane. Oh, the issue is not with how arg is interpreting the commands, it's with how send keys is interpreting the commands. Tmux command arguments. The tmux command and its subcommands like send keys are executed by your shell. The shell's job is to break the command line into individual arguments based on spaces. Tmux is the program to run. Send keys is an argument for the tmux program telling it which action to perform. -t is an argument for the send keys subcommand specifying the target, and then stream desktop is an argument that provides the value for the T flag. The Rust command new builder and its arg methods are designed to mirror this behavior. Each call to arg adds a new distinct argument to the command that Rust will execute. Send keys arguments. The arguments after send keys are what tmux will type into the pane. Okay. Your original command was kitten, icat, so and so. These are arguments for send keys subcommand, for the send keys subcommand, not for the tmux program itself. Tmux's send keys subcommand takes these arguments and interprets them as keystrokes. Because tmux defaults to interpreting its send keys arguments as a series of keys to be typed, it requires an explicit space argument to generate a space. It doesn't automatically insert spaces like a typical shell would. Wait, so why is there a difference between typing the word space and using this? Uh, typing the word space and using so and so, or well, using an empty space, are fundamentally different because send keys has two distinct modes for interpreting arguments. Tmux's key name mode, okay, which is the default, interprets the word space as a specific key press and types a space. The literal string is passed as an argument to tmux and is interpreted as a word containing a space. Oh, so it means something to the terminal that you're pressing the space key, like the actual space. Okay. I think internally it might be like what it's sending to the terminal as the keystroke might be different when you're actually telling it to send a space versus giving it like a space literal. That might be the issue. So if that's the case, then I think we should be good here. Let's run this. We are not good. That is crazy, dude. Oh God, what did I miss now? Wait, hold on. Do I need to save this? Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna load the thing manually. We'll look into this sending the command a little later. I wasted I think an hour's worth of stream time fixing this issue, and I've gotten nowhere with it. Okay. So it's interpreting enter perfectly fine. Like, what if I add a second enter here? Did that work or did that not? Oh, it's not calling the function. Okay, yeah. So enter works. What if I remove these two? So let's not press enter and see. Why did that? Hold on. Okay, that's interesting. So when that got typed out and I hit enter, that seems to work. But if I tell it to press enter, that doesn't seem to work. I guess one solution to this is just having a separate command, I guess. So let's say enter command equals command new tmux and then arg. Actually, we need all of these args. Oh, we need an output. Yeah. Okay, you know what? We are just gonna leave it. Yeah. We're just gonna my God, dude, I've wasted so much time on this bullshit. Okay, cool. Great. So let's carry on with plotters. So it's not explaining the code here. So I guess we can just move on to the next chapter, and it's probably going to start explaining it in like, smaller chunks. I'm still confused about like what's going on here because it can type out kitten icat images slash temp image, but it has an issue as soon as I hit enter. No, it has an issue with hitting enter. It has an issue with hitting enter. It seems to be, I'm not sure what it's doing there. Like it can type up until this point, kitten icat images temp image or one.png, but then hitting enter is an issue. I don't get it. There's something that I'm missing there, but I guess I'll find out later. Okay, basic plotting. In this chapter, let's go through the basic functionality of plotters. We are going to focus on how to set up the plotting environment and produce different types of data plots, creating static, animated, or real-time data visualizations. The following chapter has more detailed introduction on tweaking the chart. Okay, define chart context. As we previously mentioned, Plotters is a drawing library. In theory, you should be able you should be able to draw any data. Sorry, give me a second. Let me hydrate. Okay, where was I? Right. In theory, you should be able to draw any data plot based on the Plotter's Drawing API. On top of the Drawing API, we provide the chart context, which creates a friendly environment for data visualization. For data visualization. Okay, create a chart context from a drawing area. Is Chart builder is the builder type to create a chart context. The following code shows you how to make a chart context that uses a 2D Cartesian coordinate in which both x and y axis is ranged from 0 to 100. Okay, let's do that. So I guess we can delete all this. Right. Let drawing underscore area equals bitmap backend new. And then here we can give it the path images temp underscore png01, no, img01 dot png, and then we give it a tuple which contains our size 800 by 600, and then we do into underscore drawing area. Okay, then let underscore chart equals chart builder on, and then we have to pass it the drawing area. Right, so what does on return? On returns self. Um, Self is the type. So the type is drawing backend. So this returns a drawing backend. Okay. And then on this, we can do build Cartesian 0 to 100 and 0 to 100. Oh, and then we have to do unwrap. Okay. All right. So we save this and then run. Okay. So that is our... Oh, you know what? I think I just noticed something about the formatter. It respects the dot thing. Though I think there's a limit to like what extent, or there's a limit to, what am I trying to say here? I feel like it will only not squeeze the thing if squeezing the thing would make it go past a certain number of characters in one line. So there's a threshold for how long the squeezed line could be, and if it is actually going to be longer than that after you squeeze it, then it's not going to squeeze it. Okay, so that is our image. Now draw series onto the chart context. Once we have the chart context, we can put series on it. In this example, we use the LineSeries. In this example, we use the LineSeries type to draw a line series on the chart. Okay. So the code is still... Oh, you know what? Yeah, so earlier I was mentioning that it might... You know what if I do this and then save? No, it still squeezes the thing. I need to look into because for some reason it didn't squeeze this. It didn't squeeze this line, but it squeezed this line. Okay. So drawing area dot fill white. Drawing area dot fill white. So I'm guessing these are like constants that they have. Yeah. So they have like black and blue, and I'm guessing yellow, green, red. I don't know if purple is a thing. Purple is probably a thing. Oh, you know what? What if I do this? What if I do this? Okay. All right. Let's change it to what it's supposed to be. White background. Though I would like to explore doing a black background with a white chart. So I need to see if like, I mean, I'm sure there's a way to change the color of the chart itself from black to white, and then I can change the background from white to black. Sorry, zoned out. Okay, where was I? So, okay, so then we have to create a mutable chart. So we can delete this, and here we can do this. Okay, chart builder, drawing area. And down here we do build Cartesian. Wait, why did I retype this? How was this different from, yeah, I don't, okay, so let's save this. And then okay, what if I undo this whole thing? Okay, I think this is so dumb. The only thing that changed was the fact that it became mutable. I didn't need to retype the entire thing. That's my God, dude. Okay, whatever. Then we do chart.draw series, and then for the series we specify LineSeries new, and then we have this thing. So we are giving what's called a closure. Okay, okay. Yeah, I need to look into what exactly this is doing. So this is basically an anonymous function. Like it's a way to just pass in a function, just make up a function on the spot and pass it into, another function. I'm not sure what map does. I need to look into that. Um, Okay. And then unwrap. Right. So we save this. Okay. So what is this doing? Did they explain? Right. This is giving examples, and it's teaching you like how to. Yeah, okay. I kind of get it. I need to find other ways to dig into like the ins and outs of or rather the inner workings of the various components. Okay, most of the time the chart should have many components such as the axis, the mesh grid, etc. The chart context type is able to draw those components automatically. Sorry, zoned out again. Okay, um, just a second. Right, so I'm thinking if I should move forward with learning about these components or if I should take the time to understand what's going on with. Oh, you know what? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create a new conversation with Gemini and then drop this code in there and ask Gemini to explain it to me. I'm learning how to use the plotters library in Rust. The book that I'm using is teaching us how to do things, but I feel like I'm not really understanding what each um, function or type does and why I'm doing the things I'm doing. Here's the code. Explain all of this to me. Keep in mind, I'm a complete beginner in plotters and know nothing about the components in it. Okay, the provided Rust code uses the plotters library to create a simple line graph and save it as an image. The code essentially sets up a canvas, defines the plotting area, and then draws a line on it. Let's break down each part of the code and what it does. Okay, setting up the drawing canvas. So that is the first line that it's looking at here. Okay, that is our bitmap backend new and so on. This first section creates, oh, actually, I guess I can highlight it. Well, yeah, it's this line, basically. And because it's doing this thing, so let me also enable wrapping. Okay, the first section creates the drawing area, which is the canvas where all the plotting will happen. The bitmap backend is a type of backend that plots to an image file. Okay, bitmap backend new creates a new instance of a backend. And so is the path where the generated image will be saved. All right, great. Then we have the dimensions of the image, okay, and then into drawing area. This converts the backend into a drawing area. The drawing area is a flexible type that provides a common interface for plotting regardless of the backend. Okay, example, an image file, an SVG file, or a live window. Okay, all right. This line, okay, next we have the drawing area dot fill dot unwrap. This line fills the entire drawing area with a solid color, in this case, white. This acts as a background color for your chart. The unwrap handles any potential errors that might occur during this operation. Okay, then building the chart. This part creates the chart context, which is where you define the plotting region and its coordinate system. Wait, this part creates the chart context, which is where you define the plotting region and its coordinate system. Okay, this part creates the chart context, which is where you define the plotting region and its coordinate system. Chart builder on creates a new chart builder and associates it with the drawing area you just created. Okay, then build Cartesian specifies that you want to create a standard 2D Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, and then we have the ranges. So x-axis goes from range 0 to 100 or 0 to 99, and then y also goes from 0 to 99. Then the chart variable holds the chart context, which is what you'll use to actually draw series of data like lines, points, or bars. So then comes drawing the series. Chart.drawSeries. And within that we have LineSeries new. So this is where the actual line is drawn on the chart. Chart.drawSeries is the method used to draw one or more data series on the chart. A series is a set of related data points, like all the points that make up a single line or a group of bars. All right, line series new creates a new line series, And the next thing is a data iterator. It generates the data points for the line. 0 to 100 creates a range of numbers from 0 to 99. Dot map transforms each number x into the range into a coordinate pair. Where was I? Yeah. The y value is calculated as 100 minus x. So for x equals 0, the point is 0, 100. Oh, that's why it goes as a diagonal line, because as we move further into as x increases, y basically decreases, and that's why we get this diagonal line. Okay, then we have black, which specifies the color of the line. The entire expression tells the chart to draw a series of points connected by a black line. Sorry, where was I? The entire expression tells the chart to draw a series of points connected by a black line based on the coordinates generated by the iterator. Okay, so we are not seeing points. We define points, but then the line is drawn by some other system. I'm guessing that's what's going on, right? Because let's change some values here, okay? Let's set this to be 25 to 75. And this should be 50. 50 minus x. Does that make sense? Yeah, so if x is 0, then y would be 50, and then it would... Actually, no, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, that doesn't make sense because... Wait, no, hold on. If x is... If x is 25, oh, it's 25. So 25 to 75, right? If x is 25, nah, I'm kind of confused about this. If x is... Should this then be 75 instead? Because if x is 25, then you know what? Let's just run the thing and see what comes out. Because if x is 25, then 75 minus 25 is 50. But then that's in the middle, right? That's not going to give us what we are looking for. We are supposed to be doing 50 minus... Yeah, that doesn't work. That's fine. That's fine. We can do 0 to... We can do 0 to 25. I just wanted to see something else. Yeah, there's our line. And we can also change the color here, which I'm glad that we covered the color. So here we can specify Yeah, there it is. Great. Awesome. Okay. So I feel like I need to explore this a lot more before moving on to the mesh. We can take a look at the mesh though. Wait, what is this? Basic data plotting. In this section, actually, okay, hold on. Can I not just like, hold on. I'm confused about something here. I just realized by looking at like this, it said, basic data plotting. I was like, why can I just not give it a list of values and have it plot the entire thing however it wants? Why do I have to do this thing that I just did? Um, where's that build Cartesian thing? Okay, all right. And then chart draw series. Yeah, there's a map function here. So each time we have to define a map function to draw the stuff. What does a scatter plot look like then? Okay, all right. I'm just taking a look at like what different types of plots do they have. Okay, all right. What's next? Multi-planner figures. Yeah, this is something I want to look into as well, because this allows you to do this kind of stuff where you can have multiple plots on one image or in one drawing area, and that can be useful for various things as well. But before any of this, I need to get a better understanding of what exactly I'm doing. I need to kind of wrap my head around this whole, build Cartesian 2D and draw series and the what do you call it? The function that I have to pass into linear series new. I need to understand what exactly that is doing, or rather how we are meant to be passing data in through that kind of function. Give me a second. Let me just get up and walk around a little bit, and then I'll come back. Okay. Um, right. So, yeah, let's try and get a better understanding of what's going on here. So, Gemini explained it and gave, okay, you know what? I'm gonna need some more info here, because I'm still very new to this and don't fully understand how all these parts are working together. To fully grasp the plotter's library, it's essential to understand the core components and their relationships. Think of building a plot like painting a picture. You start with a canvas, set up a frame, and then start doing your art. Okay? Dude, you know what I'm wondering? Just like how we had Seaborn that was built on top of matplotlib, I'm wondering if someone has built something on top of plotters, like if there is a Seaborn, quote unquote, for plotters. I'm sure someone must have done something. Someone must have made um, basically helper functions to make it a little more easy to build a plot, or make it like, I don't know, one liners, two liners to get a plot displayed. Okay. Anyways, the back end, the canvas. Wait, let me start from the beginning because I feel like I missed something there, or maybe I wasn't paying attention while I was reading it, and that's why I feel like I didn't really grasp the thing. Okay. To fully grasp the plotter's library, it's essential to understand the core components and their relationships. Think of building a plot like painting a picture. You start with a canvas, set up a frame, and then start adding your art. The backend, the canvas. The backend is the fundamental layer of the plotter's library. It's the canvas where the drawing happens. Sorry, zoned out. Holy shit. Okay, I just zoned out. All right. It's the canvas where the drawing happens. It doesn't know anything about charts, axes, or data points. It only knows how to receive basic drawing commands like draw a pixel at so and so or draw a line from A to B. Okay, so that's our backend. The backend is a fundamental layer of the plotter's library. It's the canvas. Okay, all right. So bitmap backend, this is a specific type of backend that draws to a bitmap image file like a PNG. Other backends could draw to an SVG, or a live window, or even a character-based console. I should look into that. I should definitely look into Plotter's ability to, or well, I should look into if there is a backend to give plotters the ability to draw to a console-based or a character-based console. Okay, so then bitmap backend is the backend. Got it. Then drawing area. This is an abstraction over the backend. The key is that it provides a consistent interface. So no matter if you're drawing to a PNG or an SVG, um, the code you write to draw on the drawing area remains the same. The into drawing area call is a simple conversion that makes the backend compatible with all the subsequent plotting functions. Okay, so let's pause for a second here and go take a look at this code. So here we have backend, bitmap backend. Okay, plotters bitmap, right? The backend that drawing a bitmap. Okay, the backend that draws a bitmap. You should call present on a bitmap backend, not just drop it or allow it to go out of scope. Okay, if the bitmap backend is just dropped, it will make a best effort to attempt to write the generated charts to the output file, but any errors that occur, such as inability to create the output file, will be silently ignored. Okay, all right, cool. So this is our type. Right, so this is a backend. Cool. Then we go to new. This creates a new bitmap backend. So this is specifically for drawing onto something like a PNG, an image file. What does this return? Well, it's a new function, right? So it probably returns self, which is bitmap backend. Great. Then into drawing area. Okay, so takes this takes self. Wait, I don't get it. Sorry. Holy shit. I just zoned out. Okay. All right. What was I trying to find out here? Yeah, okay. So this returns a drawing area, which is fine, but it takes in self. What I'm trying to understand here is that in this case, when we say self for this function, wait, can I copy this? I think I can copy this. Yeah. Okay. Well, I can copy it, but can I paste it outside? That's another that's another issue. Yeah. No, I can't. convert the type into a root drawing area. So I need to understand. Okay, let's open up a new conversation with Gemini. I'm currently learning to use the plotters library in Rust. I'm trying to understand how the into underscore drawing underscore area takes self as an argument when we are calling it on an instance of bitmap backend. In Rust, when a method takes self as an argument, it means that the method consumes the value it's called on. Wait, I just realized something. Hold on. This is a struct. If there's a method that's implemented, if there's an instance method and it is using self, holy shit, dude, I completely forgot. Yeah, the reason it's able to do that is because this method has been defined, this method has been implemented for this type. And because it has been implemented for this type, so self in this case would mean that type, that instance, basically. So it's then going to consume that instance. The into drawing area method for bitmap backend works this way because it transfers ownership of the backend to the drawing area. This is a core concept of Rust's ownership system. How into drawing area works. The bitmap backend struct holds the memory buffer, the bitmap, for the plot. When you call backend.into drawing area, ownership of this bitmap backend instance is moved into a new drawing area instance. The drawing area then becomes responsible for managing the plotting operations on that bitmap. Okay, this transfer of ownership ensures that the raw bitmap backend can no longer be used directly after it has been converted, and this prevents concurrent or inconsistent modifications to the same bitmap from two different parts of your code. Then safety, it's impossible to double free the memory associated with the bitmap as there is only one owner at a time. And then efficiency. This is a move operation, not a copy. It's very efficient and avoids unnecessary memory allocations. Okay, so they've given an example here. You start with a bitmap backend instance. For example, let root so and so. Root now owns the bitmap data. Okay, call the method. You can call drawing area. No, you call let drawing area equals so and so. Ownership transfer. The root variable is moved. The into drawing area method takes self by value, consumes the root instance, and returns a new drawing area instance. Okay. And then the new owner, the drawing area variable, now owns the data and is the sole entry point for drawing. Root is no longer valid and cannot be used. The syntax for so-and-so is so-and-so and so-and-so. Okay, okay. This indicates that the function takes ownership of the bitmap backend instance so root was of type BitmapBackend, and now drawing underscore area is of type drawing area. Yes, that's exactly right. After calling root dot into drawing area, the root variable is moved and becomes unusable, and the newly created drawing area variable is of type drawing area. This is a key concept in Rust's ownership system. When a method takes, okay, all right. Yeah, okay, all right. So I'm slowly starting to get it. So we have the drawing area, we need the backend. From the backend, so we create the backend and then we call into drawing area uh, so that that backend gets converted into a drawing area. And that is why drawing area is the variable's name here, and its type is drawing area bitmap backend. All right. Okay, cool. So then we have drawing area dot fill. Now let's see what more can we do in terms of let's say drawing area dot shrink margin split vertically. I wonder if we'll be able to see the split. Yeah, I wonder if we'll be able to see the split. So what does this return? This returns, yeah, so this is split vertically, and this will return drawing area and drawing area. It'll basically return two drawing areas. It's returning a tuple. Okay, all right. So let's do this. Okay, let's say left, right equals split vertically. And this takes a, this just borrows the thing. What is y supposed to be? Y is supposed to be S. S is a size description. Um, Size description how? Let's say 10 by 10. I don't know. I'm not sure what. Okay, so there's an error here. Cannot find the value left in this. Oh, is it like this? Yeah, I think it's like this. Yeah, okay. So then, what else is the issue? The trait bound so and so is not satisfied. The following other types implement trait. Uh, I could probably just the look at the documentation and maybe it might show an example. Give me a second here. What is it? Plotters split vertically. Okay, that doesn't give. Yeah, I'm not sure how we are supposed to. Maybe I can just ask Gemini. In plotters, in Rust, how do I use split vertically? Wait, it says that it cannot find this. In the plotters library, when you convert, no, in the plotters library, a drawing area has a split vertically method. Okay, now it's getting it. It takes a single argument which specifies the height of the upper sub area. Okay. All right. So it's saying this dot percent. I don't know if that works. Okay, so it's no longer giving an error, which is great. Hold on, I'm trying to do something here. A equals 5. Okay. Oh, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, that's the thing for indenting. Okay, so this seems to work. Though I think further from that point, I should be drawing on either the left or the right, not on chart itself. So let's, hmm. Okay, hold on. Actually, um, you know what? I need to end the stream. Yeah, I need to end the stream because I realized that I have something to do. So just give me a second here while I look for someone. Actually, wait, real quick. I'll be back and then we'll raid. Give me a second. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back and we are gonna continue looking. Actually, back up. Okay, you know what? We're gonna we're gonna do something that I'm usually kind of nervous to do, which is we're gonna raid someone who is sitting at 10 plus viewers. I usually don't do that because I usually raid people who are, well, within my viewer range, which is mostly 2 or 3 viewers. But today we're gonna raid someone who's a higher viewer count. And yeah, yeah. So that's gonna be it for today's stream. Let me set up this raid command. So this is someone called Team Vash, and they're working on an MMO game. They're working on an MMO in Rust. So yeah, we're gonna go check them out. Chandu, thanks for stopping by and chatting. Anyone else who might have been lurking in the chat, thanks for hanging out. I might do more plotters study streams. I don't know how many more I'm gonna do, but I'm definitely gonna be doing some more like data visualization streams or data analysis streams in general. Because once I'm comfortable with this library and once I also get comfortable with Linfa, I should be able to do more exploratory data analysis. At some point, I should probably also look into the Polars library because that allows you to do like data frame type of stuff. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's stream. I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.